There were in fact two dossiers. The first was the one in which the intelligence agencies attempted to show to Barack Obama and to Donald Trump that the Russians had attempted to influence the US election. But the second was a dossier which had explosive, albeit unverified, allegations about Mr. Trump. The first allegation was that the Russians had gathered compromising information on Mr. Trump's conduct, particularly his sexual conduct in visits to Russia. And the second allegation was that the Russians had maintained a kind of clandestine relationship with the Trump campaign during the presidential election. And put together, those two allegations were explosive. The US intelligence agencies handled these allegations with a degree of care. They presented them in private to President Obama and to Mr. Trump, and they made it clear that these allegations were unverified. However, the very fact of actually presenting them to the president gives them a degree of credence, because the CIA and the other agencies are not in the habit of presenting the American president with allegations that they regard as obviously nonsense. Mr. Trump was outraged that these allegations made their appearance in the press, and he made two pretty explosive allegations himself. The first was that the intelligence community had leaked them deliberately in an effort to damage him, and he even said on Twitter that this was a Nazi-like smear. Mr. Trump's relationship with the intelligence agencies is clearly very, very damaged. It was in a difficult state to begin with because the incoming president had ridiculed the agency's suggestion that the Russians had deliberately intervened in the US election within an effort to, in effect, benefit the Trump campaign. It's now got even worse because he suggested that the agencies are deliberately setting out to damage him and to smear him. And that's problematic, to put it mildly, because any US president is very reliant on the intelligence agencies to inform his decisions on foreign policy. For example, what to do about the North Korean nuclear crisis. It will be very hard for the US intelligence agencies to continue to investigate these claims once Mr. Trump is sworn in as president. After all, he's the boss, and he has also appointed a new head of the CIA, Mike Pompeo. So if the intelligence agencies keep digging, it may be in private.